Well, it says I'm live, but somehow I just don't quite believe that. So we'll check the streaming software. It says go live. All right, so maybe now we will transition. This is the Random Hand'em Monday night. And I think we'll start this thing off with an ice cold Diet MD. Apparently I turned the gain up a way bunch on the doohickey. So, who do we have here tonight? We have Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. Good evening. And we have Josh, Kilo 4 Lima India. Good evening. And then Micro Bears in the house, PP Man. Good evening. And this is just going to be some randomness tonight. I've got a soldering iron that I really need to fix. I really don't need to fix because I did replace my soldering iron. And you know, if you were in that live stream, you got to see it happen. It went, oh my gosh, totally crazy. Crazy. So my computer is having a freak fest here. And so now we're going to go to just me sitting here. And we'll give a shout out to some channel members in just a few. But if you were here before and you got to see me, I was trying to build Dan's loop on ground. I did finally finish that project. I thought that was a hair. I don't think this is a hair, y'all. I think this is melted plastic from when I accidentally melted my... I plugged the soldering iron in and didn't make sure it was off before I put it in its holder. I did have to buy another soldering iron. And so if you look on the camera... And I can't exactly see what y'all see. This thing is driving me crazy. Weller all the way. See, I used to have a Weller. I gave it to Eddie, KO4 NLL. But what's funny is this is the first time in a long time that I chose to purchase not a Weller. So I bought this Yahuwah. I guess that's what it is. I can't even bring it over to the camera because it has such a teeny power cable to it. So I'll show it to you in a little bit. It is a Yahuwah. And so it is the world's... Let's see. It was on Amazon where I got it from, and it is called a. Let's look it up. Yihua Yahuwah 939D Plus, and let's see. It was. I'm trying to look and see which one it is. There it is. $53. So if y'all want to check this one out, I have a link that I'm about to drop. It is an affiliate link, so if you do make a purchase from it, if you need a new soldering iron before Christmas, I've used it. I like it. The reviews are good on it. If you want to go read the reviews on this, I do not have a web browser open that I can show you all this on. But what I wanted to see was... could I fix my soldering iron with TEMU parts? And so I have a XIAN 936B. That probably doesn't amount to a hill of beans for most people. I will tell you, it is made in China. We already knew that though, right? So this is a ceramic heater core. And this is a second ceramic heater core in case this doesn't work. So the first thing that we need to do is we are going to swippy swap cameras. So I'm tiny and that's even better. So that I'm tiny and it's bigger is I've already unscrewed this part and I took the tip out, which this tip was not in that bad a shape for this particular soldering iron. Now, the next part that I don't remember was, does this with, see, maybe I shouldn't have taken this thing or put it back together. I believe this screws out. No, it doesn't. There's a spring in there somewhere. Give me just a minute. We'll figure this out. Anybody know? Anybody know? How did I do that before? I don't think this comes off, but maybe it does. Let's pull down on that. And hopefully the audio's good. I've got it boosted 6 decibels on the microphone. See, that spins and there's something happening underneath. I know there was a circuit board under there. And that is what was melting. Man, this might be a waste of time. I do have some other things I can do. There it goes. Now let's investigate the situation. It is what appears to be threaded, and that spring is getting caught on something. I'm pretty sure there's a spring over this. Yep, there's the spring. Okay. That still smells burnt. The wires on the inside do still smell wonderful. Okay. Here is the inside of this soldering iron. And this is the part that went nuclear on us back in the Dizay. And so let's see what the new piece looks like and see how we can put this together. I don't remember what this spring did. Man, I really should have taken a picture of this. Something goes through this part right here. And the screw holds it in place. So I believe that was the tip though. So we will need a screwdriver. Somehow, some way. Okay, well, that's what the inside of a soldering iron looks like. And I think that I waited too long to actually do this repair job. Need something to cut this open with gently because the ceramic is very fragile. Okay, there's the tape. Okay, so we have 2 wires. It shouldn't really matter which wire, so long as one is soldered to this point. I assume that's the short one, and the long one is supposed to go through here somehow. And I believe that's all that we have to do. There was a third wire. Okay, this isn't going to work. There's supposed to be a third wire to this, which would have been the temperature sensor. So that kind of stinky poos, because it's a 3 wire. See, there's 1, 2. That one goes to there, and the one that ran on the underneath side, I believe, was what caught fire. I don't even know how. Well, I'm deeply embarrassed this evening because I totally thought we were going to fix a soldering iron. So what's everybody been up to this week? No Chick-fil-A wrappers. Good evening, Dan. No Chick-fil-A wrappers tonight. I barely even have a functional screwdriver. I couldn't find what I did with them. I think when I replaced the battery in my laptop, I think I misplaced my my screwdriver kit. But this will not go over well without the temperature sensor. That is the piece that we're missing to this project. There's supposed to be a third wire, which is the temperature sensor. So this does go through there like that, and it's held in by a screw. Oh no, I wasn't. Totally wasn't. Not using wires on a screw at all. So that would solder that into place, and then that would go up through here. That would sit like that. Actually, that whole circuit board really is supposed to, so I would have to strip a little bit more. I'd probably have to take 3/8 of an inch off, it looks like, right there, so that the circuit board can sit right in that groove right there and keep it from spinning. We can try that. We'll see what happens. We'll see. This is probably for the thermocouple that was supposed to be on this, and it doesn't have it. And so can we live without it is the question. Or is there a thermocouple already in there? I don't know. That was hooked to something. Nope, wasn't using the pliers on a screw at all. My screwdriver went missing. I swear, I have no idea where it went. Or is this the thermocouple? Was that what this was on? That might have been. That was probably it, y'all. That fits perfectly right there. Okay. We might be onto something here. I believe that was how that was. So, we're about to make this happen. We are going to strip a little bit more off of this. I do know where that tool is. And I think I just found a screwdriver when I looked down there. So we're gonna take off a little bit more of that right there. Okay, so Frank, first of all, coming in hot, man, this evening. K9TIE, Frank, good evening. We need to talk POTA. You have my phone number. You could just call me. But you got to go to POTA.app. This is for Frank, y'all, and most of the folks that http://POTA.app. Just put that in your browser. That'll show you everybody that is currently spotted. If you give me just a minute, I will add a browser, and then I will add, let's see, give me just a minute, y'all. I am going to add Ham Radio Adventure Guy, good evening. What in the world? How am I so lucky to have Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November in my stream of all places? Holy crap. What is up? We're actually going to help K9TIE out with a little bit of Parks on the Air. As soon as I freaking window capture, I'm setting up the web so I can. There we go. Okay, and fade. Okay. Yes, audio was gone for a second. I'm still trying to get the web set up, and haven't added the microphone yet. Uh, as soon as I go over there, audio input capture. I'm still trying to get it set up, and it's hard to do that and run, and it smells like burning over here still. Okay, so let's go back to my browser. Let's cut back. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. I had to go switch the radio to upper sideband digital, and I had to tune. And man, somebody is blazing the power. Who in the world is this right here? Because they are... Whoever N4RWG is, look at that, y'all. They are 33 decibels. That is probably why... But wait. No, because they're on a different cycle than the other guy. Man, I hate I can't hear that guy. That would be an awesome one to have in the log. So at any rate, Frank and Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, POTA, Parks on the Air, is where folks go into a park and they... Oh man, we could have got Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie too. But see, that's a new one. I also have POTA Plus extension, so mine is going to look a little bit different than yours. He's in Lake City, Florida. Okay, so yeah, make PSK 31 great again. Is Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November. He's got a store, and Ham Radio Venture Guy, I know most of us in here already know who you are, but you can go ahead and drop the link to your store to that shirt. You guys need to get his shirt. I also have a store. I don't have much in it right now, but my store is http://w1rcp.com. I do have some things in that store. Most of those are kits. But Frank, getting back to this, these are people that are calling CQ right now. So you got Kilo 4 PHP. That's pretty cool. I wonder if he's a web developer. But he's in Florida, and he was spotted last by Kilo 1 Bravo Zulu. Brian, November 2 Bravo Tango Delta, spotted KJ4ADV. They are in North Kakalaki at Butner Falls. Uh-oh. You can also click the names of things too. So at this time of night, there's usually not a whole lot going on. But man, my antenna just ain't set up for this. Wait, Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie is still calling CQ. So what's about to happen is we're about to get totally distracted. So we're going to cut over to here really quick so that I can minimize my screens. I am going to open up RCFORB client, and I'll go ahead and while we're doing this, window capture, I'll show you how to send, how I do remote, what? RC4 is already... Unbelievable. It's already there. Okay. This may or may not work. So we're going to find out. I think the last time that I did this, it didn't quite work out like it was supposed to. But Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie. Let's see if we can hear Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie. So this is my home station that I can access from my laptop. All right, let me look and see what y'all can see. You cannot see much of anything. But let's go look at 7.043. So we're going to change to CW 7043. That was KD9 UDV, I bet. I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's too quiet. Man, he is light, y'all. He is super light. He came up a little bit. See, what y'all can't see on the screen is I can see the frequency in the middle of the screen. So he's in Alabama and the band is going long. That's Pennsylvania, whoever that is. Well, I went up 0.1 to try to get him. That might have been a little too high. So this is what it's like to hunt. That guy's coming in real good. Frank, this is what it's like to hunt. Of course, I'm not sitting at the radio. There's Dan. He says thanks to Dan. Dan will say wolf. He said, good evening, Brian. 549. Georgia. And that's a typical response whether you're on CW or not. So Dan called late. And that's how we got through so easily. He didn't get me either. Dagnabbit. So, we're chasing. Frank, are you still with us? Are you kind of getting the idea what this is like? This is not me fixing my soldering iron, unfortunately. I'm chasing Brian. I am actually piecing together the soldering iron as I'm waiting my turn. Everybody's calling him Brian. See if we can get 2 call signs at once. Well, there's Chris. And that sounded like Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November. This is going to be impossible with us all trying to get them all at the same time on the stream. Ooh, he's starting to fade. North Carolina's where he's from. Everybody in the world is calling him. Not really everybody in the world. That was a little bit of hyperbole. Chris, he's going after you. So you got to wait your turn. You got to listen. Where's Kilo 8 Golf Quebec when you need them to drop something down in there at the random moment? I am losing them, y'all. Dadgummit. Pretty sure he's calling Papa Zulu November. Dagnabbit, he got somebody else. Another West Virginian. There's Josh. Y'all are going to all wind up getting them before I do. All right, so I think you get the idea. Oh, snap. He worked him on my paddle. What? Oh, wow. I think I need to turn the volume down. I think I just about broke the... Let's take that down to 3 decibels. I got a little loud there, y'all. I think he called me. Yes. Got him, y'all. Robbie, you are 599 Alabama. I'm going to give him a 3-3 in because it is so hard to hear on this laptop. I gave him the best 73. That's his line. See, he did it. All right, so we worked 1 parks on the air station. You do not have to log it at all. Ronnie, Kilo Oscar 4, Zulu, Romeo X-Ray, and Michael, you're back. Kilo Echo 4, Eastern Standard Time. Alpha Echo 4, X-Ray Oscar, he had to leave because he's got a net to call. I'm going to turn the volume down on him calling CQ. Actually, I don't even think he's called CQ. But now on my desktop, which is right here, what I would do in my log is I would go Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie. I gave him a 339. He gave me a 599. And I need to change his name because for some reason he comes up as William. And if you want to keep track of what parks folks are in, he is in US 0161. So US 0161. Now that looks new. It is not new. I've just never entered that into my log before. And we go boom. So there's that. Then I can go back to RCF orb, go upper sideband and data, and you can't see that, but I can see it. And now I can fire up the good old 80 meters and see if we can hear November 0 Fukushima. We'll find out. Maybe it will open up in a little bit and we can get that station. But what are we looking at right now? We are looking at, well, here, I'll show you what I was doing. There's what we were doing. You can't see if I bring RCF orb up, you can't really see what's on the screen. It doesn't show up. It shows the whole panel of the radio and all the controls right there. So when I minimize that, now you can see the desktop. All I did was I brought up 80 meters and put it back to see if we can hear November 0 Fukushima. So there he is right there. He is a negative 20. So I'm going to try and I've see the ALC is kicking, so that means oh, it might have actually tuned. Let's see, he was a -20 though, so that's going to be pretty tricky. Tricky. See, he's already gone. -20 is borderline. I'm going to send this last one, then I'm going to halt transmission. And was that my phone? Somebody trying to get a hold of me? Or was that somebody else's phone? That had to be somebody else's phone. All right, so I'm going to halt transmission. If he comes back, he comes back. If he doesn't come back, maybe later. Maybe the band needs to open up a little bit more. So we'll check that out in just a minute. Let's get to the topic of discussion tonight, and let's go back to, I have heated the trusty soldering iron. And listen, if you're looking for some Christmas presents and you want one of these Yahoo digital soldering stations, I think I put the link. If you wanted to look at it, I can get another link right here, and I can share this with you in the chat. If you're looking to get somebody a cool, pretty decent soldering iron, that right there, I've been pretty pleased with it. It works, and so what we're doing and what I've done is, if you look over here where my hand is, I have fed the backside through the burnt circuit board. And see, on my this screen, I can't zoom, so this is as good as it gets. But on the other side, you can see where the old one was soldered to the circuit board. I just cut it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat that. Let's go ahead and clean the tip. Let's tin the tip. See, we're tinning the tip right here. I am going to heat this and remove the old soldering iron wire from the circuit board. Okay, so that's going to be hot, so we'll throw that on the table like that. We'll get a fresh, clean tip on our soldering iron, and we will re-tin. Look at all that smoke. Now, what I'm going to do is push down on this, because for soldering, you have pressure, heat, and time. And man, if I had brighter light in here, you could actually see it spread across. And then I'm going to use the trusty old back of this tip to hold that down while it cools down and solidifies. All right, so that should be good. We are going to trim the lead off of the back side of our heating element. So that's that right there. Now, the other side, strangely, oddly, is only held together with a screw. And I don't understand why. But I'm going to put a small little bend in the back of it, just so it won't come loose. And then what I'm going to do with that is find a legit screwdriver. That is not a legit screwdriver. Houston, we have a problem here. I do not have... I need somebody to run and go get it, I guess. Well, my trusty, lovely wife is going to go get me a true screwdriver. It has fallen behind my nightstand. It's in a little black box, and I think your doggy tried to eat it one day. We'll put this together in just a minute. Let's go see how transmission in use by radio owners. So that's too big. Let's see. May I tune? I mean, that's weird because it's just me. But we are about to try this again. I am going to see if we can catch this guy. He has not shown back up. Unacceptable. He's just too low on the spectrum there. That'll work. That's not the one I wanted, but
It's not too big.
it's also not too small. Ah. What the heck? We're going to close this. So, goodbye. It's having a moose because my radio will not tune 80 meters. I'm pretty sure I just turned the TV on. Did I do that?
Yeah.
I just turned the TV on with my radio.
Oh, it's updating too.
Oh, good. I forced an update. So, here we go. Yeah, so I cannot, 80 meters is hard to do on my random wire is just not randomly long enough. So this screw is the only thing that holds that in place. Now this is supposedly a thermocouple that sits over the soldering iron like so. And then it sits down in that right there. That is what went nuclear, was that wire right there. I guess the whole thing shorted together because it's only 24 volts, but it was running at max. All right, so that's all the soldering that we needed to do. Just one point. So we'll turn the soldering iron off. Now we have to get this to go back into here. Now in a minute, we are going to put some holes into my masts that I have here. And let's see if we can get that to squeeze down in there like so. Okay, then this goes over the heating element like so. So this might work, y'all. We are going to tighten that back over that. Fantastic. Then we're going to bring the cheap Radio Shack sleeve temperature don't burn your hand thingy. This sits over that ceramic like this. And then it is wonderfully held in place by this terrible end piece like this. But hey, for $4, this might have actually fixed my more favorite soldering iron. Okay, so that's on pretty tight. We're about to find out, y'all. It's either going to go nuclear or it's going to be okay. And if everything's going to be okay, I'm happy with everything being okay. Okay, so this end, let's see, let's make a little bit of room here. We don't need the solder anymore. We need to move this hot thing out of the way. This is the front of my digital soldering workstation. And let me check and see. We still do not have anything from... Oh, he gone. He is no longer spotted. Dag nabbit. I wanted that part so bad. So, Frank, I hope that if you're still here, Frank, Kilo Niner Tango India Echo, if you're still here... that dog hunts on YouTube. That's good stuff. I'm going back through some of the comments. And Ronnie, if I didn't say good evening, Ronnie. 12 minutes, hon. 12 minutes. Okay, let's see. Let's plug this in. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Now, the other thing is, on the underside is a fuse that blew and went kablooey. And I would really not like to test fate again. Okay, so that screwdriver is too small. Yes, a screwdriver. Okay. I was smart enough to take the old one out, y'all, that had the Chick-fil-A wrapper on it, as to not cause any other issues. So on the TEMU, I also ordered a bunch of, these are 0.63 amp fuses, which is also 630 milliamps, and they are, I want to say these are slow blow. So we will take the fuse, place it into here, and now we will put the fuse back in. We will take the soldering iron. We will, now that this one is cooled off, I think, let's find out. It's cool enough. We're going to put the soldering iron into a different holder. We are now going to plug it in. This is the moment y'all have been waiting for. Nothing has exploded so far. Let me see who all's still in the chat. Y'all still with me? I mean, I gotta have a crowd for this right here now. So this is the moment right here where bad things could happen. I am going to say that at, how long have we been streaming? 50 minutes. Here we go. It's plugged in, Josh. It is plugged in. Let me... Okay, so here's the deal. I think what y'all are seeing in the stream is a little bit behind what I'm actually doing. I'm not sure how far behind you all are, but here we go. We are going to... Y'all. It says that it's heating up. It says that it's heating up. Holy cow. Holy cow. I think I might have fixed my soldering iron with like $6 off of... Yes, Ronnie is still here. Good evening, Ronnie. It says it's at 797 degrees. I will cheers. Still smells like burning. I guess we'll find out in a minute. I'm afraid to touch it. We're up to 830 degrees. Let's see if it stops, though. That's the real deal. Is it going to stop? Yeah, maybe. It's kind of hovering around 830. 840. I can live with that. Now let's see. Is it hot enough to melt solder is the question, or all is this is wow, oh my gosh, it is actually working. We did it. We hunted one POTA station successfully, and we fixed my trusty Radio Shack digital controller soldering iron successfully. We actually finished one task. Howdy. What's on the menu? Casey, good evening. I'm Robbie. And the dinner for it's 8:53 p.m. on the East Coast. I had fried plantains, some Chinese chicken of some sort. What kind of chicken was it, my dear?
Shawarma.
Oh, we had shawarma chicken and some little bread pieces that were in the shape. Okay, we had naan that was in the shape of candy corn. I mean, naan can come in all kinds of shapes, but all right, so let's see. Can we turn the temperature down? What happens then? Oh, it follows. So, I have 2 soldering irons now. Fantastic. All right. Good, we'll turn that off. Now, there's one other thing before we go. I have 5 minutes left. I may not finish this on the stream, but let's talk. Yeah, China chicken. Chick up the Chinese chicken. Oh, better be careful or I'll get demonetized singing somebody's songs. I don't know what the legality of what is it called? Karaoke is. Singing karaoke. But Mike Roberge, PP Man, says that he has thinner arborist line than I do. I also don't know where my lighter is. I think it is probably hiding somewhere. But what I like to do for especially the ends of the mast is I like to put a piece of string through it. And I'll show you what it looks like on my POTA 20 is it looks like this. So 2 views. You got the crappy built-in camera, but what I used was some electrical tape and I just put a hole right through it so that when these come off, you don't lose them. Holy moly, how many pieces of... Okay, so you don't lose it. See, it just hangs there. So it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just using, actually I stole about 3 to 5 feet of this from Eddie, KO4NLL, the other night. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my drill and I'm going to drill a hole right here. Okay, so this is actually an auger that I'm going to melt some aluminum down later this week and cast. That was in a short that I did the other day. So let's take a look-see at what size drill bit we need for this. And I believe last time I might have used this one. So I'm either going to use that one or this one. Let's find out. I can always... We're almost at the end of the stream. Got family time that's about to happen. But what I'm going to do is take and finish drilling this hole. See, there's already a hole in there. I'm going to go ahead and finish drilling this all the way. Since when?
Yeah, I know.
So, what's interesting is that this one's made a little bit different. So we'll just drill a hole just like that. Make it a little bit bigger. And you can see there's beach sand in there. I'm going to leave the beach sand. But now we are going to take this and push it up through there. Actually, I probably could have used the hole that was already in it. Let's see. That hole's going to have to be a little bit bigger, I think. I can't get the... my thick arborist line will not fit through here as easily Mike Roberge talks about his, and I always forget the name of it, but I swear he says his is only like a millimeter of arborist line. So here we go. Nope. All right, we're going to have to drill that hole just a little bit bigger for mine. So let me find a little bit larger drill bit. I swear that's the same size. So let's see, is that the same size drill bit? Yes, it is, unfortunately. So what I'm doing is just rocking it back and forth just a little bit. And we'll take it here. We'll do the same thing. We'll rock it back and forth. Maybe now we can actually get this to go through the... Yep, there we go. So, actually, you know what? My dumb tail didn't even have to tie a knot in, or drill a hole through that. Oops. It's there. So what we can do now is just take and put a knot in the end of this string. So I'm going to go over 2 times, and then I'm just going to pull it right through it, just like this. And it fits right down in there, and then the cap goes right on the end. Look at there. You don't even have to see it. How about that? Then you can take and screw this back into the end of your POTA 33. And so now we can take and cut this and electrical tape. What I do with it? Well, y'all, this has been a pretty good stream. Just a random Monday night hanging out in the kitchen. We did a little parts on the air hunting. And we fixed my soldering iron, so now I have 2. So what we're going to do is take this, and what I usually do is go 1 time over like this. Let me. This is the 33. Yes, it is, Mike. And so I go 1 time over like that, holding this into place. Then I go up next to it like this so it won't slip out in case something happens and it gets overheated or who knows what. So we go around, around, around. Okay, so Casey, this is a POTA 33 is the part number. And there we go. This is a telescoping mast. And so it is by Gigaparts. We use this for putting antennas on for amateur radio or ham radio. Parks on the Air is what we play. You pull this tip off right here, bloop, and you have a 33-foot fiberglass rod. It's kind of like a fishing pole, and it's really hard to see right here. So this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to drill the tip out, and we'll do the same thing. And then I have to end the stream because we got family time in the living room happening in just a minute. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm also going to drill a hole right here. Oh, my goodness. I accidentally showed y'all some secret stuff. Holy cow. Yes, the bottom is a lot different on the POTA 33. No. Hey, Brent, good evening. Good evening, Brent, N4BDW. All right, so I am going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to take the arborist line. Now, Mike, if you would, you can mention your arborist line too if you want to. I know yours is smaller than mine, but this still works. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a loop. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave the bladder. So I go once over like this. Once over. And then just go right up through there. Marlow line. Alright, so if you guys check the description, there are some links down there that are affiliate links. But there we go. Oh my gosh, well, the weirdest thing that we have, we could talk about hemorrhoids over on the 80 meters. That's one of the weirdest things is 80 meters, you talk about your ailments. It's usually a lot of very older hams that are there. So I'm going to look up Marlow line really quick and see if we can find that Marlow. All right, so this is the Marlow line that Mike Roberge is talking about. And you can get 134 feet of this. It is number 4, but it is wax polyester. You can tell me if this is it or not, Mike. And let me put this in the chat. 7.200 is usually more fighting, though, and arguing. And usually folks without an amateur radio license are there. All right, so I'm trying to finish up, then I got to go. So we got the knot in there. We're going to put this over the top. Leave enough that it can hold. I also want to do it to my travel mast, my 10-meter travel mast by, what is the name of that business? Soda Beans. Okay, so same thing right here. We are going to electrical tape that into place, and then I won't lose these when I go out there to play Parks on the Air. And y'all, I do want to say thank you to the channel members. As I'm ending the stream, we have a couple that have fallen off the list. One of them, oh, you're in Australia. Yes, Australia, it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to have a license that you got to get. We have 3 levels here in the United States. We have the technician, which is the introductory level of amateur radio. Then you have the general, which gives you general access to almost everything. And then you have extra, and extra gives you a little bit more access, but also allows you to test anybody at any level. So there are some Australians out there that have their call signs. You can look them up if you want to. Go contact one of them, and let's get you involved in ham radio. You can also do GMRS. I don't know how popular that is outside of the United States. I have not gotten a G, so that's not, that's whipping twine. Okay, so Marlow throw line. All right, let's see. This is 2.5 millimeter Marlow. It's not Marlow brand though. So at any rate, we'll hunt that down. We'll have that for another day. Oh my gosh, they are trying to talk over me in the living room, so I got to go. Let me give a shout out to these folks real quick. Give me just a minute. Let's go to the channel members, and I do want to say thank you to Toby, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta, Michael, one of the newer members, Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time, and Josh. They joined about the same day, I believe, Kilo 4 Lima, India. Then we have Dale Henninger, Whiskey Zero Delta Hotel Zulu. He's got that nice blue one. I think that is the wrong color. I think he should be I'm colorblind, so I can't tell you colors. He should be the same as Dan and them. So you got WD4DAN. Check out his channel on Front End Overload. And Claude Ray, AC4SH. He's I don't have his on there, but he's georgiaparks.org. And then you got Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. He had to leave to go call a 2-meter net. Now, if you look carefully, you have Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu antennas. He had to drop his membership. He's going through some health issues. His business of making antennas, he's had to kind of put to the side a little bit. So y'all keep him in your prayers and thoughts. We need Chris to get better so he can get back to doing what he does. But the thing that I like most about ham radio is being able to experiment with stuff like antennas is probably my favorite. Going out there and playing radio in the field, and of course making friends. So I've made quite a few friends out there. A lot of them are in the room tonight. Like Brent, I don't think I've met Brent in person, but I have met Mike in person. He's come to town before, and I've seen him at least one Parks on the Air activation. I have not met Josh Kilo 4 Lima India. I don't think we met. Ronnie, I don't think we've met either, but we definitely have some ham radio things coming up. Ham Radio Adventure guy that was in here earlier, I've definitely met him a time or 10. WD4DAN doesn't live that far from me. He is Front End Overload. A4XO, I've met him multiple times. He has 2 channels, A4XO and Georgia Parks and Propagation. And so let's see. I think that is everybody that has commented. Frank Olivito, I have not met him, but he knew me before I was in ham radio. He saw that I built clocks on my old website a long time ago. It was crazy. So with that, yeah, buddy, we will. What are we stall? Okay, y'all. Well, y'all have a great evening. And I'm finishing up my Mountain Dew. We're going to go finish whatever's going on here in the living room. Well, Chris, you're back and we're leaving, buddy. So y'all have a great evening. We will do some more live stream. It's been over a month since I've live streamed. So I need to do better. I haven't really had a lot going on, but I do have some more projects. Maybe we'll hunt some parks on the air together. Maybe we'll live stream an event. So y'all have a great night. Cheers. Hello, Dom. Good evening, Dom. Good to see you, buddy. NC November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima. North Carolina for extreme lovers. Darling old man. Dom. Good evening, buddy. Well, y'all have a great night. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll find something else to tear up. And so with that, I'm going to go and sit in the living room for a little bit. 73, everybody, and good night.